Facts. My man, Superstar going crazy over there. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out DJ Superstar, man.
He's playing all them hits.
Hey, man, he making me remember stuff that I forgot about.
But right now, man, we got a caller that's calling in right now. We want to, you know what I'm saying, see who our caller is, see what type of, you know what I'm saying, question, what type of input they got from my man, Mr. Hanky. Caller, where you calling from and what's your name?
Calling from Dallas, Texas. It's your girl, DJ Passion. I'm calling to say, what's up, Mr. Hanky?
What's happening, Passion? What's happening? That's one of my biggest
supporters,
man, DJ Passion.
DJ Passion, okay.
In Dallas, man. She been showing love since forever, since the walk around the club, bump everybody days, and wobble and all that.
Okay. Passion, what's been one of your favorite records from Mr. Hanky?
It's gonna have to be the Trill E. So it's going to have to be the walk around the club, of course. It's definitely, I remember Mr. Hanky from them days because those are the days that I came into Dallas to go ahead, coming from Huntsville, Alabama. Instead of going to Atlanta, I came to Dallas, okay? And Dallas had a movement that was the boogie movement.
Yeah.
And the production pretty much is the best thing about it. You had to have these certain factors in that production. And Mr. Hanky had it going on. Let's just say that when it came to a club turn up, if any tune came on, any production came on, and you heard Mr. Hanky, when you heard that, you already knew.
Exactly.
You already knew.
Hey man, shout out to all the DJs, man, for real.
Now, Now, how important is it to connect with the DJs?
I mean, like, take Passion for instance, man. Like, you know. Like online and all that stuff, it's everything, man. It's everything. You gotta understand, like online is cool, the internet is cool, but these DJs, man, like they playing the whole record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they in the bars, at the picnics, at the weddings, all these different places that social media don't really have that much reach in.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So the DJs, no matter how popular something is, the DJs still gotta press play on it. If they don't press play on it, it ain't gonna happen.
You're right about that. Man, we appreciate you calling in, Passion.
Yes, and I also wanted to give a big shout out to Mr. Hanky, too. I went ahead and bought the Akai Live, MPC Live, too.
Okay.
It's on now. It's on now.
It's on.
So make sure you hit me. Make sure you hit me.
I got you.
Hit me. Check that DM. Check that DM. All right. All right, bet. Big shout out to DJ Superstar in the back doing his thing too, man.
Yes, sir. And make sure you download our app and make sure you tune in to our show now every Monday from 6 to 9.
We got it.
That's what I'm talking about. We need that support.
Straight from Dallas.
Dallas, Texas, in the building.
Checking in.
Yeah, so getting back to this interview and everything. You said where you at now? You got a record coming out with. What would you say? You had 2 records that was coming out. You working on?
Yeah, I got a record coming out with Usher's new group.
Usher got a group?
Yeah, he got a girl group.
Oh man, what's the name of them?
I forgot the name, man. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, but Usher got a girl group.
Shout out to Usher and the girl group and Keith Thomas and all them, man. Got a record coming out with them. And that's what I mean by, taking chances on, artists that people ain't heard of yet, but they going to be huge. I got 2 records coming out with Young Miami. I got a couple of them coming out with JT as well, since they're doing this project.
Let me ask you a question about that. Because JT has just did, she didn't shot. They had like a shot the world value or whatever. And because I'm on the booking side, so it's a lot of, she just went crazy out here.
Right.
What is your thoughts on the JT? On are you shocked? Are you surprised? Did you know she always had that in her? What's your thoughts on this whole JT thing?
I mean, I'm not surprised, man. You gotta understand, no matter what you feel about, City Girls or any other of these other artists out here, man, if they survive 5 to 6, 7 years, of being booked and and
Yeah.
relevant, they got something. Because you know how quick this stuff can go. Like people be hot for 3 months and back at Captain D's or Walmart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. I mean, she been had it. We all knew it, and Miami gonna shock a lot of people too.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't know if you want to be put in the hot seat. If you don't, just say, "Man, come on, Johnny."
Come on, put me in the hot seat,
man. Hot. But do you feel, because in the words of our community, the streets. In the streets, a lot of people feel like the city girl is over with and they're much stronger as individual solo artists versus a group. Do you feel the same as far as, them being solo artists, or do you feel like it's still a chance for the city girls?
I mean, I think it's always still a chance for them to come back together, but I think they both grown so much as not just artists but as women. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they first were introduced to the scene, they were super, super young and figuring out life, and now, they've gone through changes, and one living on one side of the country and the other one staying on the other side of the country. So they living 2 different lives, and like they growing. That's natural. You know what I'm saying? But I think, I think it's necessary for them to do their own separate thing to come back together. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just like a relationship. Like, this person got to go do this and that and the third to grow in their career to come back to make the marriage stronger, whatever. So I think they gonna come back together.
Think they gonna come back?
Yeah, I think.
Rumor on the street ain't no more city girl. That's over with.
Nah, this you gotta understand, this you gotta understand, like JT doing her thing right now, then Miami go come with her records, and then the fans, I guarantee the fans.
So do you feel like Young Miami gonna be able to, do just as good as JT?
I think it's gonna be, she gonna do just as good in her own way. Like they both, like she's the personality, she's a vibe.
Because everybody always said JT was more of the lyricists of the group.
Yeah, she rap. She really want to rap, so that's what she do. So but I don't think it's gonna be like any problem. I think the growth was coming. And it was necessary for them to kind of go similar to D4L, man. Everybody had to do their own projects and everything. So, and then when they get back together, it's gonna be crazy.
Gotcha. Is it any type of format that you go by when you creating, your beats, when you creating this sauce, these hits? Like, is it just something that you be like, okay, I know I'm gonna do this, boom, 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 boom?
For me, it's more of a vibe, man. It's not the same thing every time. It's like I used to go to the club a lot. Sometimes just chill in the DJ booth or chill by the bar, or go to the strip club and just post up at Magic, sit at the top of the of the thing at Magic and just observe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you can learn a lot just by just watching. A group of girls or whatever that or you might be with somebody and they're in a bad mood. And it might be that one record that make them get up, or one vibe that you might see them tapping their foot or whatever, get them out of that bad mood. That bad mood, and that point, that's when that might be something you might need to be like, okay, that might need to be something that's missing from the club. Or my DJ background come in to where to me, a good DJ knows what needs to be played without the crowd asking for it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Not just the can we talk sing along part where they cut it out. Like, people tired of that. But when you playing something that people didn't know they wanted to hear, and they put their record on it and it dropped, that Lenny Williams or whatever.
Yeah.
And you got all the dope boys in the Libra on Gresham Road.
Boy, what you talking about? Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That they start singing to the top of their lungs. That's when you know.
Gotcha.
So those kind of things to where we can't. Every record I did, it was left field. and never really follow what's going on.
Because I was gonna ask you, is it a formula to this thing, or is it like if you know, you know?
Yeah, I wish it was. I wish I had a formula to it. If I had a formula to it, I'd bottle it up and sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But to me, it's more of just a vibe to know what's the right thing to play. Like I do the music for the Hawks. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, so during the game, when the Hawks got the ball, all the music that's playing during the game, that was all of my beats. So I kind of have to anticipate what the crowd needs to hear, what need to get the team going, that kind of thing. So,
Okay.
yeah, so it's really just kind of vibing and seeing off the crowd what need to be going.
Now, did you go to school for this? Like, is it a class or is this something you learned off YouTube? Like, how did you start perfecting your craft and becoming who you are today?
It just trial and error. Like I told you earlier, man, it's like I'm not scared to take chances on anybody. Like I said, when we did Lil Duval living my best life, he was 40-some years old already. You know, he wasn't this, this household name as an artist at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not afraid to take those chances to, look crazy sometimes. And it's like, okay.
What was your first big record?
The first one would have had to been, dang, that's so long ago. Let me think. I can tell you my first big placement was on Jeezy's, when Jeezy first came out. We did the song called What You Talking About. But then before then, there was this song called Never Slipping with this group out of Macon called Cadillac Boys.
Oh, I remember Cadillac Boy.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Shout out to Tex James.
Yeah, I just about to say Tex James, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
And I'd probably say my biggest first big record was during that Soulja Boy era. I did this record with him and Gucci called Shopping Spree. Yeah, Shopping Spree, Gucci.
Okay.
And they had Yo Gotti on it. And then after that, I did the Hurricane Chris and Lil Wayne Get Money record.
It's like you just wind up just being in the right place. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how do you place yourself the way you able to just get these records? Like,
I say it be nothing but God, man. It be happening. I be in the right place at the right time with the right tools ready to make stuff happen, man. I don't know.
Because my thing is, why do they choose to take a Mr. Hanky record over another producer that may have just as a big a catalog as you do, or even bigger or whatever, but why they choose to take your record?
Well, I think, too, I actually produce. Like, it's a beat, yeah, that's cool, but I'm able to sit down with the artist and be like, look, ma'am, sir, this ain't what you need to do. You need to do the record like this. I help write the record. I help put the whole thing, and that's what people don't understand. I learned that from College Park back in the day when they first signed me, him and his brother Derek.
Yeah.
I thought it was just about a hot beat. I ain't understand, like, you got to get there in there with the artist, sit down with the artist, and go through that hook and say, nah, you need to sing the hook like this. Then I had to learn how to mix and master and all that good stuff. So now you know how to make the song sound the way it needs to sound, make it sound bigger. Like people, people don't understand. Like, that's why Jimmy Iovine signed Dr. Dre. Like, Jimmy Iovine didn't understand nothing about rap music. He just knew that Dr. Dre shit sounded in 3D. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's in the book, man. He said, I just knew that Dr. Dre stuff sounded like it was in 3D, and everybody else sounded like it was in a Walkman. So I understood at an earlier age that I was taught that sonically how your stuff sounds is important as well. You know
Okay.
What I'm saying? So that's why I'm so big on when I do records that I'm involved in the mixing and mastering process of the whole thing. So once you hit play, whether you like the song or not, if you go back and listen to Crank That by Soulja Boy, when people hated that song so bad, but when it came on, they couldn't hate on it because it sounded so big.
Yeah.
From that first, bloom, 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 bloom. Just before the beat even dropped, it just
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
and it be them little things like that that really,
the attention to detail.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between an I record and a song that they hate, but they can't help but love.
So I'm glad you said that because I want to ask you about this new wave that's out, this new music. Let's just go back to, even before we talk about the Sexy Red, the Gorilla, when she came out with the, you know what I'm saying, FNF record. Like,
Right.
is that a record that you heard and you said, oh, that's going to be a hit?
Easily.
So you heard that?
Yeah.
Even with the Sexy Red, when she came out
Yeah.
with the song, you heard that?
Man, listen, man. I'm born and raised here in Atlanta. You been here, everybody been here for a minute. We been in the hood, everything. We done seen more Sexy Reds and more girls like Glorilla than we seen Cardi B's and Nicki's. You understand me? So there's more skinny, smaller, little ratchet girls that everybody love. Everybody got a little homegirl named Keisha
Uh-huh.
that remind you of a Sexy Red, somebody we went to school with, that everybody in the neighborhood love. They funny. They talk crazy. They funny. They can roll a blunt better than any dude out here. And they just real people. They real good, fun people to be around.
Yeah.
Okay? So whereas, you know, the pretty girls, you know, it's a lot of them too. They cool too. But at the end of the day, the little booties, it's a lot of girls with little booties. You know what I'm saying?
Little booty matter.
Little booty matter.
Little booty matter. Okay.
So it's a lot of them that kind of got lost in the shuffle throughout this whole BBL movement, and more importantly, these women are themselves, unapologetic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they like, look, I'm Sexy Red, I'm Glorilla. This is how I'm made, this is how I'm built, and it's more, it empowered a lot of women and a lot of people to just to be themselves, and it worked.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I knew when I saw that Glorilla video, I said this out of here. When I heard Sexy Red, what's that first record she had?
She had the booty hole pink.
Booty hole,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, whatever you call
That's it. That's
yeah.
man, that's their Libra.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that man
Yeah.
Atlanta, man. Come
Yeah.
on, man. That's the $2 Tuesday music.
So when you hear stuff like that and you see that wave is going, do you tell yourself, oh, I need to go make records like that?
Man, I got a whole hard drive full of that stuff, man. That stuff never going out of style, no matter. And that's what I think was dope about Atlanta. As bougie as we became,
Yeah.
with the bottles in the section.
Yeah.
Keisha and them from Gresham Road still there, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Little Kui from Jonesboro South,
Yeah.
they still be enough. We still got Central Station. We still got Old National. We still got Bankhead, Hollowell. We still got the Bank. We still got the Blue Flame. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's gotten super, you know, the dance floor gone, that's in a certain sector. But Old National ain't stopped being Old National.
So how do you feel about the music just overall? Do you feel like hip-hop is in a good place? Or do you feel like, because a lot of people feel like hip-hop been watered down.
I mean, they've been saying that for the last 20 years, though. You understand? When y'all made Laffy Taffy, there were people saying, "Oh, this the end." You know what I'm saying? they got Fabo and Carlo from Bankhead making the song called Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
What is going on with the streets right now?
Yeah,
But-
you're right, though. I ain't even think about that, but you're right.
It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing, man. It's like, it's crazy how history repeats itself. Like, this stuff is, you go, whenever somebody makes something fun or something, then the White Tee song, you know, everybody like, oh man, he just made a song about white tee. What is the game coming to?
Yeah,
But the thing about it, it's hypocritical. It's really, you know, it's really some hating stuff, because when MC Hammer was back in the 90s, he would have been the same as a Fabo.
I never heard anybody make that analogy, but you are right. You are absolutely right. Yeah, you're right.
What's the difference? They
Yeah.
both made great music that entertained people,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people couldn't handle it because they like, dang, man. And they were like, I can't believe he made a song about, bitch, you can't do it like me.
What is your what is your definition of hip hop to you? What is your definition of hip hop?
Man, it's whatever fits for you. And I mean when I say that, it's like whatever's going on in your neighborhood, whatever's working in your neighborhood, that just is what it is. You know, So some people are saying a bunch of words, a bunch of metaphors and stuff that really don't mean nothing. But to me, it's about what's relatable to your audience. And I think a lot of times we try to make artists fit for everybody. That's just like clothes. All clothes don't fit everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, everybody ain't gonna wear Balenciaga. Some people might, this might be hip hop to them. Some people that might be that to them. So at the end of the day, it's whatever, rock works for you. And right now, what people don't understand is the hottest genre right now ain't, to me, in the city, ain't even hip hop, rap no more. It's Amo Piano.
It's what?
Amo Piano. The Afro beats.
That was different. And I don't think Afrobeat, but yeah, it gave it a different name.
Amo Piano is a different genre of Afro beats.
Okay.
It's the more laid back, kind of sexy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's, to me, that's a whole new vibe in the city that's just taking over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, the hip hop thing of it, like I said, when they came out with the white tee, then they came out with the black tee over down the east side, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Came with, that whole Pool Palace, the K-Rap movement.
Can't forget the crunk era, the Nuck If You Buck, and, Scrappy, all of it.
And you've been around for all of them, man.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like whatever rocks, whatever you like, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, it was during the booty shake era, during the Freaknik era. Me growing up here.
That has to be one of the best times in hip hop for me. Freaknik, the bass era and all that, because man, we just had so much fun. I miss Club Sensation. You don't remember Club Sensation?
Yeah.
The Gate, you know what I'm saying? 555, that's the legendary. 559, smallest club in the world in Atlanta. But just had the man, highways used to be just off the chain. You could have a party.
They used to have Ashby Street.
Man, crazy.
Where the old Sears was across the street.
Yeah.
Their parking lot.
Yeah.
Where 8 Ball and them came.
Man, I
was too young to be in there.
Man, I think 8 Ball and MJG came to 559 more time than it probably was around. It was always up in there, Man, I miss Sunday, but that had to be probably one of the most funnest time in hip hop to me was back in them days.
You gotta understand too, man, like each generation got a 559. You see what I'm saying? Like during the whole white tee era, a lot of people, you'll be surprised, a lot of people talk about Vegas nights back on the Thursday night. When they used to be out there.
I just thought about that. You right, boy. Vegas night was the spot. You right.
So each era got they got their time when they really were introduced to what the vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's an important part of hip hop for real.
Are you satisfied with where you are right now as far as with your career and as a person?
Never. I was at the Grammys this year with my girl. I was up there pissed off. I was like, man, I got to do more type stuff. Even though I'm sitting at the Grammys and I know everybody in there. Even if they would have called my name, I would have still felt like when I got finished, like I ain't did nothing.
So, Mr. Hanky has not received a Grammy just yet?
Not like I want to.
Okay.
I want album of the year. I want
album of the year. Song of the year.
Yeah, like I've been a part of participating in a part of this thing, but I need like song of the year type thing. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of thing. Even then, I'm gonna feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna just ask you. Do you feel? Would that be the typical point where you be like, okay, now I can say I done it all?
I'm gonna feel like that for 24 hours.
Okay.
I'm gonna feel like that for about 24 hours, and that might be a bad thing. I don't take enough time to celebrate certain stuff because I feel like a lot of times, like I know it's a game of. I know it's this game of what have you done lately.
Yeah.
Type thing. Like we can sit up here and talk about all the plaques. You got plaques on the wall, but you and I both, we still, soon we leave here, we're going to be, what's next?
Exactly.
No,
that's right. Yeah, you're right.
So even I could be sitting up here with, I had album of the year, I'm like, no, I I need all the Grammys. That's how I'm gonna be.
So when Killer Mike won the Grammy, and the producers and everybody that was a part of that, was that motivation for you?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Especially my boy Corey Mo. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of, and I was happy for them. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Mike, especially for Killer Mike, man, because you know he been around for a minute.
Exactly.
And I always felt he was like underrated, especially in the city. I always felt like the city rocked with him, but I felt like he didn't necessarily get the kind of
His
respect,
just due. Yeah.
that he deserved as an artist or a lyricist in the city. And outside of the social work, the social justice stuff that he does, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was a good thing to see somebody really get out there and pay for it himself. He paid for that album himself. Paid all them producers himself out of his own pocket. He said he spent like $500,000 on that.
Wow, that's big. Is there anybody that you haven't worked with that you want to work with?
Oh, I mean,
Because you didn't work with a lot of people.
yeah, man. Of course, we all want to.
What's your dream artist that you would love to see your...
In a perfect year, man. In a perfect year, bro. I want a #1 single with a Beyonce, a Taylor Swift, a Fabo, John Legend, Drake, all of them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, while doing that, I still want to develop my own artists as well. You feel me? Because to me, even with all of that, even with all those names and stuff, all the great producers all brought out their own artists. You know what I'm saying? When you thought of Dr. Dre, you think about how he brought out Snoop, he brought out a whole line, Eminem, 50 Cent. He didn't introduce Pop, but he took Pop to another level.
Yeah.
You got Timbaland, he brought out Missy, Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying?
So is Mr. Hanky looking for artists?
I've been looking for artists, man. Yeah, you know that. We collabed on the cover.
The talk, man. I'm trying to ask that question for a reason. Yeah, but is Mr. Hanky looking for artists,
man? And I think I'm looking for artists that get the business part of it too, because like I know that's probably that's so important.
So important.
Because so many times artists have a hot song and the business ain't right, and then it just all falls apart, man. So I'm definitely looking for an artist, man. I just did a promo with a bunch of artists called Shoot Your Shot, where they came and got a beat from me, and we found one. My boy Yoshi, he won. He made a birthday song, the hardest birthday song you ever heard in your life.
Wow, I need to check that one out.
A birthday song, bro, hard. I'm talking about Atlanta real club banger birthday song.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna put that out real soon, man.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We about to get ready to take a commercial break. We'll come back, We're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. And I know Mr. Hanky got some things, he got to do. He probably got to get in there and get this hit that I need for Brie Beyonce.
I need one for Brie Beyonce, man.
Yes, I need one for Brie. I need one for Shauna, you know what I'm saying? See, I got some artists that are coming up.
Right.
And I'm looking for records. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna shoot my shot right now. I got Brie Beyonce. I got Cut Close. I got Shauna Red. I need one for Keisha, because everybody keep... My man Ray Daniel asked me, he said, man, what we got to do to see my girl Keisha? Because, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, they mess with Keisha.
Hey, man, Keisha, I think Keisha, man, listen, man. Keisha probably the biggest star to come out the city in the last 10 years.
We got to get it. So I'm looking for that record. So I got about at least 4 or 5 artists that I need records on, man.
I'm going to drop off a whole pack to you.
Yeah, so we got to talk. But we're going to go into a commercial break right now. Let my man Superstar get ready to take us in this 10-minute break right quick and have him turn up for y'all one time real quick. Let's go.
101 TKO Radio.
got called superstar down. But here go crazy. Yeah, we back. Boy, I had to bring that knife out to cut superstar off. Cause boy, hey, you let him go too long, he gonna slip away from you. Boy, hey, we'll be having a party up in here. You know what I'm saying? But man, we've been, you know what I'm saying, chilling, chopping it up with my boy, Mr. Hanky. Man, I ain't learned a lot about you today, man.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? You about to be a teacher. You went to college.
Yeah.
You was in the band.
All that, man.
Like, man, it's just amazing the things you learn when you just take time out. You just talk. Sit down and chop it up and talk with your boy. That's why I like get in front of Johnnie Cabbell. I'm almost thinking about changing. You know what I'm saying? Because it just amazes me that stuff that you learn by just having a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we just get so caught up in the business and just the work and ripping and running. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? We don't just take that time out to get to really know the individual or the person. You a cool guy, man.
Hey, man.
Cool guy, Mr. Hanky.
Hey, man, you are too, man. That's why we here, man.
I still won't, listen. Let's break this artist, man. I'm trying to get a part of the catalog. I want to be in a conversation when you going, you having your interview, you be like, yeah, man. No, Johnny had about 4-5 artists I got hits on now. You know what I'm saying? I need to be a part of them conversations.
What I learned, too, what I've been trying to do, too, is actually just do whole projects with artists now.
I like that.
Yeah, because what's end up happening is, like, you mess around and get a hit, and then next thing you know, they trying to go around everywhere trying to get another one. That's stupid. Like, they just lock in, get 4, 5, 6 songs, get a whole project.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That's how they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It makes so much sense to have a complete body of work, because in this time of content now and all that stuff going on, man, you know, you're going to need another song in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Even if that song working, if you get booked out for it, you're going to need another one to put out soon, so it makes sense to have a whole project.
You ever had an experience that where shit just didn't go right? You like, man, how the hell I get myself in this situation? Like how? Like how did I get myself in this situation?
Why are you crazy? Yeah, man. It happens more often than not, man. But you know, that's what we talked about earlier, man. You just got to keep it going, man. And I can't let that stop me from taking chances on other situations, man. Mm-hmm. You know, you kind of learn your lesson from that and keep going from there.
Okay.
Okay? You know, as long as, you know what I'm saying, it's as long as it ain't a total loss, you know, ain't nobody end up in jail or hurt, you know what I'm saying, you can live another day. Mm-hmm. Shake it off, go get some more money.
Now I got another question for you. Have you, Mr. Hanky, been in a situation where somebody jacked your shit?
Always.
Somebody did jack you, Mr. Hanky?
Always, man. Always.
How do you handle those type of situations?
It's like, I've been in situations where I work with other producers and, you know, I might not have got the credit that I probably should have got. I started a record that a lot of times I might start off a record. That's why I really don't. It's hard for me to work with other producers a lot of times because of those type of situations. Yeah. But, I mean, the truth of the matter is you just got to keep going, man. And I found that I can spend a whole bunch of time on trying to fight that or, hey, man, you know, y'all took my stuff or whatever. I just find it easy to keep moving.
Man, you are so humble, and it's like your patience is like unmatched almost because I'm listening to some of the stuff you be telling me and some of the conversations we've been having today, and it's like, I don't know if I would have been in the page that would be like that on my head. Like, you got a lot of, where do that come from? Are you a God-fearing person?
Of course. Like, that's the only way you know, you might not be a preacher, but you know, like I know, you got to have some kind of relationship with God to withstand any level of this business. Mm-hmm. You gotta call on him sometime, like, hey man, Lord, keep me calm in this situation. I'm about to go crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These folks playing, whatever. But always. There've been times I didn't get to whatever I thought I should get or what I was supposed to get from a situation, and then I get a call for another situation that's 10 times as big. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just out the blue. So you can't tell me. And most of the time I ain't had nothing to do with it. Perfect example, like shout out to Coach, man, when the whole Twerkulator record leaked. That could have been a messed up situation for everybody. Like a lot of people don't know. Like I said, the T Hood thing, that's cool. That was.
But it was even bigger than that.
Yeah, that was like, okay, we made a similar. This over here is huge. You know what I'm saying? To where at that point, all of us could have got sued for all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the type of situation to where, you know, I had people telling me like, yo, you should sue the label. I'm like, oh, bro, what do I look like suing the artist? I don't know how that record leaked. I don't know what happened. I'm glad it happened. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like they say, trust the process. And, you know, I wasn't expecting nothing from it. You know, like I said, shout out to Coach and QC and P&O. They paid me 3 times what I would normally charge for that record.
Gotcha.
And then came back out the blue. Coach called me out the blue. I was at what radio person birthday party I was at, man. But anyway, one of my J-Tech. J-Tech, they said B103.
Yeah.
His wife threw a party for him at the Battery, and I got a call from Coach K, like maybe like 9:30 at night. He was like, "Yeah, man, I got an idea. I want you to go to the studio and make redo that Freak It song by Lathan. We'll do it for the City Girls and put Usher on it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it be situations like that. That's why I really don't worry about stuff no more. A lot of times people like, man, you so cool. You be chilling.
Yeah, cause man, you so calm.
Yeah, I don't have no battle to fight. I let all that stuff go the way it need to go. You know what I'm saying? I know stuff is gonna turn out the way it need to, and that's how it's been this whole time. So it just one after another. Stuff literally be falling in my lap. The whole 2 Chainz, Moneymaker record literally fell in my lap.
Do you always get a chance to go in with the artists to work with them when you working with people like 2 Chainz or Usher, City Girls, or do you just send the beat?
Sometimes you get a chance to go in with them, but a lot of times the higher you go with these people, you know, the higher level artists, you know, they on the road, they traveling. So it's a lot of emails, a lot of text messages with the A&R, the management, and all those people, and how the whole 2 Chainz, that happened during COVID. But my school was sampled in the beat, Southern University.
Okay.
So that's the band playing in the background. And so Tech called me out the blue. He's like, man, did you go to Southern? I was like, yeah. He's like, man, we got to get this cleared. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I had to have that whole conversation between Southern, the band department and the school that I went to, I was a part of, and with the label and the artist, and do that whole thing together, help coordinate the whole video during the COVID.
So let me ask you a question. Is it a good thing? This is a 2-part question. Is it a good thing doing samples? And how hard is it to actually get samples clear when you're incorporating that into songs? Because you do a lot of samples.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, that never was what I was doing the early part of my career. For real, it just happened when what it was. I did this record for Lil Chucky called The WAP.
Man, what happened to Lil Chucky?
It's a whole nother interview.
Okay.
Shout out my dog Chucky, man. It's a whole nother interview, man. But we did this record with Lil Chucky, and I sampled this Little Richard record, the Tutti Frutti record, and we tried to wop. Made a twerk record out of it. So it went crazy. It didn't blow up like we thought it would, but during that same time, I forgot where I went to, man. I went to some old folks club and I heard Frankie Beverly, We Are One. It came on. And I was drinking, vibing, talking to some chick. I don't even know her name no more. But the song just hit me, so I left there, went straight to the studio, and I sampled that Frankie Beverly and Mays record. And that's the California beat. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that point, when that beat picked up, that's when everybody was coming to me like, man, I need one of them.
And
I
you
need
like,
one of them.
I done tapped into something now.
Exactly.
Maybe on to something.
Right. But the thing about it is, clearing samples ain't as hard as people think, man.
Yeah, cause it seem like that stop a lot. I'm at the point I be telling people, man, I be telling my audience, we'll worry about when it's time to.
That's the worst thing you can do.
Oh, okay.
It's just that's like going to a car dealership and taking the car home without them knowing you taking the car.
I
You
ain't
feel
got
me?
in trouble. Okay.
So they got companies that do that sample clearance process for you. Because what people don't realize, people be like, oh, I know Shot Low people, right? I'm gonna sample one of Shot Low song. But what you don't understand is if Low did a song with the label, okay, the label owned the rights to that. Okay, so now you got to clear the writers, which are the artists who wrote the song, and you got to clear the master. So a lot of times people just go straight to the artist and thinking that's it. No, but they have services and they have companies that do that for you, and it costs about the same as buying a section at the club.
Okay.
It really ain't that hard. It's a couple of emails. You send a little money up front. You send the record over. I'm gonna give you free game. It's a company called DMG Clearances.
Y'all hear that? DMG Clearances.
DMG Clearances.
And I'm glad I'm taping this because I can better refer
I will
back.
text it to you.
Okay.
DMG Clearances is a lady named Deborah. Go get in contact with you. They got a whole staff. They clear music for sample, for artists, movies, you name it. If you need music, they clear it for you, right?
Okay.
And like I said, it costs about the same as buying a section at the club or a pair of red bottles, maybe an outfit, a $3,000-$5,000 outfit. Now, if you do that ahead of time and you're an independent artist, your chances of getting it clear are very high and cheap. The problem is when you put the song out there without doing any of that stuff at first.
They gonna hit you.
That's when the money comes. That's when they go on
10
to 15,000.
Man, listen, they raped us so bad on that. Dang, what song was it? Was it the Left Time? Because we had to pay it, and it was so crazy because it was just a small little part.
But that's all it takes.
Yeah, I'm talking about a small part of the song, man. It wound up getting over 33%. And I'm like, oh.
But that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. The thing about it is, like, okay, how I look at it like this, and it's all about how you look at it. It's like, with sampling, I look at it as me just collabing with the artist who I'm sampling. All right, because 9 times out of 10, if you sample the beat, if you don't play it over, they're gonna want 50%. Cool. Everybody say, oh, that's a lot. You gotta look at it totally different. If they collabing with you and they are part of it, you automatically, and you do it right, you gonna get the support of their fans and your fans. You see what I'm saying? So now, I know people that become millionaires off of 10% of a song.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? They got kids. I know a guy that was a producer on the Too Sexy record, the Drake, Future, and Thug.
Yeah.
He's a millionaire. He only had 7% of the song. My bad, 7% of the song.
Wow. That's crazy. I hope y'all listening to this.
So
That's
I'm saying
crazy.
he got a whole publishing deal, $2 million publishing deal. Off of
And
7%.
he only got 7%.
7 or 10%.
Wow.
So a lot of times we got to look at the overall. How I look at this the overall thing of it, because at the end of the day, you're gonna spend that money that you think you're missing out on promo or something else or whatever. So like take Living My Best Life for instance. I sampled Atlantic Star. When you go look up the song, it say Lil Duval, Snoop Dogg, Ball Greasy, Atlantic Star. So it's tapping into their catalog as well. So now we're almost at over 100 million streams because of that. So that percentage, no matter what, I forgot my percentage on it, it's like 15 to 20% of that.
So we can imagine what them checks look like.
See what I'm saying? And it's being in a bunch of movies, a bunch of commercials, the sync.
And you get paid off for all that every time.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's a bigger play than just the immediate publishing. That's the easy part. There's so many, especially nowadays with social media and all these streaming services. Like the Good Love record is on Bel Air on the Peacock network. It's on several different shows like that. So they pay a fee for the usage of that each one of us, everybody involved gets, plus percentages, plus royalties.
Well, we know who ain't clocking in on nobody clock no more. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Well, I had to understand the game, the new game of what the old game of before all this streaming and stuff and all these streaming services and all this stuff came about was just, we only just worried about the publishing out the record. The syncs is where you got some kids who are like multi-millionaires off of just sync placements. Songs ain't hitting nobody's radio. They got 2,000 followers on Instagram. $20 million deals at a time, each song.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow. So let me ask you a question, Miss Hanky. Let me ask you a question. Let's talk about you. Is Mr. Hanky, have you found Mrs. Right yet? Or are you married?
Nah. I'm dating, but I ain't married yet. But yeah.
Got any kids?
Nah, not yet.
Wow. You should go, what's that 20 versus 1? I think that little thing they got going around. Because you like the perfect candidate.
Hey, man, I just been,
What you look for in a woman?
I hate to sound like the stereotypical person of what you bring to the table, but to me, it ain't really about that. Because I met women in the past that had their own money and everything. They was absolutely nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So mainly just peace and somebody I ain't got to worry about. That's out of the streets 24/7. Somebody got their own motion. They ain't worried about the internet. Trying to do all that, seeking, attention from the internet,
Do you feel like you would need to date somebody in the industry, or would a regular female work for you, just knowing the type of, lifestyle you have and how you in the studio a lot? Because sometimes that could, be a bearing on marriage or relationship if they don't understand what it is that you actually do.
I think it's a little bit of that, man, because like I said, I thought I was in a serious situation maybe about 10, 12 years ago. And like you said, to your point, she really didn't understand what I did.
And reason why I said, because I went through that.
Oh, that's why I tell a lot of the guys, especially the young ones, they like, yo, I think I got one. I like, hold on, bro. Get about 6 months. And we had a whole conversation. And then they call me up. I'm like, man, meet me at Magic, man. I got you, boy. Come on, tell me all about it, man. He's like, man, she ain't understand nothing, man. I said, yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's more about the peace and the understanding about, understanding how this thing really works, because they all want the reward of what you do, but they don't understand what that come with. Mm-hmm. And some days I might have to get up, drive across town and I got to do a podcast. I can't sit up here and lay up with you all day. That ain't how this works. We got this big old beautiful house. We got this. I got this house by doing what I'm doing.
Boy, I tell them that all the time.
Yeah, your bills ain't gonna pay yourself.
You know what I mean? Right about that.
You know what I mean? So that's just the part of it. Just really understanding how life is.
Mm-hmm.
It look one way, but it's a lot of hard work. And it started. I know, like, you know, you got kids and everything. They probably grown and stuff now, but your day is probably like mine. I'm up early, sleep late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I go to bed late, up early in the morning.
Yeah.
That's just how I go.
Exactly.
You know.
Any advice you want to give any of the upcoming producers that's out there trying to, you know what I'm saying, learn this game, do their thing? Like, what is the Mr. Hanky word of advice for today?
The biggest thing I tell you, man, is do what work for you. You know, you see people talking about don't use this program or don't, you know, you ain't a real producer if you don't do this or if you do. Man, look, man, when you make these records, it's just like a DJ. You know, back in when I had the Technique 1200s and the real records and stuff, man, when you playing these records, them people don't give a damn what you using. You know what I'm saying? Like when you doing your shows and you putting these shows and these tours together, they ain't saying, man, Johnny, man, he ain't using no computer. He doing this all on his phone. Nobody cares. They just want to care that you dope at what you do. Yeah. They enjoy it, and that's it. Like, so if you use Fruity Loops or if you use a program off of your phone, if it's working for you, run with it. You know, same thing to the DJs. You know, I hear a lot of talk like, man, DJs use the sync button. If you ain't a real DJ, if you ain't using vinyl, I wish when I was DJing that, you know, I used to have to carry in the vinyl crates and all that stuff. When I first started off as a producer, I had to walk around with the big old keyboard and the MPC. And
but I mean, hey, boy, if you have an MPC, hey, I didn't think you was a real producer.
Hey, man.
I remember that big long boy.
You just had to walk around with all this stuff. Literally, from studio to studio. Had this whole setup, your own speaker model. It was crazy, man. So do what work for you, man, and don't really worry about what people got to say, because people going to have something to say regardless. So you might as well give them something to talk about. Let them talk about you winning. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because they go talk.
And one last question, and I'm going to let you go for real this time. Who's one of your favorite producers that you look up to?
You got to start out with, you know, Quincy Jones. You know.
Oh, okay.
You got to start out with Quincy, Rod Temperton. He did a lot of stuff for Michael Jackson. On the rap side, you know, Dr. Dre. My boy I've been working with for years, Mr. Collard Park, that showed me a lot, like a lot.
That's another person. No, I did an interview with him. He know how to go find them hits too, boy.
Yeah.
The Collard Park, now he know how to put it together. He got that little chemistry.
Yeah, it was just that type of thing. And ironically, you know, we worked out so well together. For years, I didn't know why, but we literally, his birthday October 5th, mine October 4th.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't find out till years later. But
that's crazy.
People that showed me how to be like a real producer. Like, I was making beats for the longest, not understanding that, I got to be a part of this whole process. Yeah. I didn't understand that when first starting off, I was just sending out beats and getting money. But the real money came into when, you know, you send the beats in and they like it, and then you get in with the artist and you kind of guide the whole process. You know what I'm saying? Just really sitting in there with them, and, you know, you sit down to see what they're going through mentally. You know, that's a big part of it. Because a lot of times the label will be like, we need a hit. And then I said, take Bree for instance, right? Get in with Bree. And so I need to see what she's going through. That's how we came up with the Walk Around the Club, Fuck Everybody record. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Got in with the group Solus, who did the hook for Trilly and Prince Rick. And one of them came in like, man, my probation dude, blah, 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 my baby mama this. I feel like going to the club for Fuck Everybody. Wow. Just like that. But we came in to do some old Goody Mob, Free the World song. Because that's what because that's the vibe that the group was on. Yeah. I was like, well, they ain't on that today, so this is what we came up with today, and that's what happened. So that was a huge part of my growth, just sitting there learning that with him and his brother Derek, and understanding the whole process. You know, I just thought you just make a beat, say some crazy stuff, and go to the Libra and get it to the strip club and throw some money, and we all get rich. Nah, that wasn't nowhere near close to what it was. You know, even when we did the Wobble record,
That was a big record.
Yeah, but
Very big record.
I saw that whole record to when it was just some drums that Calipari had just made. He just made some drums, and they were just sitting on the beat CD for years. Nobody had touched it for years. And then his brother Derek was working on a VIC album, and the whole Get Silly song, he went crazy.
Yeah.
And he got to deal with Warner Brothers and everything, and I'm thinking we finna make Get Silly Part 2. I'm sitting in all this stuff like, nah, we gonna make something of this. I was like, this? What? You know what I'm saying? Came in, we put some horns on it, did some old, Callaway had fun type thing in the studio just one night on a Tuesday. And a bunch of Patron shots later, VIC came in, the hook was done, you feel me? The hook was done. The horns was on top of it, and all VIC had to do was write his verse.
Wow, and the rest was history.
And even then, even when all that was done, I learned another lesson on just sticking with a record.
Yeah.
Because when we put it out in 2008, they kind of looked at us crazy like, "What? That's terrible." And then 2 years later, it just popped.
Yeah, sometimes, records, it take a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To really.
So yeah, man, that's what I looked up to, and that's where I learned a lot. 95% of what I know about producing.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Y'all done heard it here. 101 TKO Radio. Get in front of your boy Johnnie Cabbell. Another great show. Another one for the books. Like I said, I ain't learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Got a lot of respect for you, man. Definitely got a lot of respect for you.
Likewise. And I like this whole setup, man. I think you should have. I think your story don't get told enough, man. Because the stuff, the crime mob, the D4L was literally came at a critical point in the city.
Yeah.
Like people don't talk about that. We went from the booty shake era, the crunk era, and then they went to the street era, and they got a kind of like.
They had the snap era.
They had a snap era.
Yeah.
But that was a crucial point.
Mm-hmm.
And that bridged all that together.
Yeah.
Without that era, I don't know if the city would have made it, man.
You're right. And it's just so crazy because I was controlling all the artists at that time. Everybody. All my groups had to be.
That's what I'm saying.
All my groups, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I appreciate that. I hear that a lot. But like I said, I'm like yourself in some ways, too, because I be so humble. And, you know, I mean, I hear a lot about, like, boy, John, you just don't understand, boy. You done a lot. And I'd be like, yeah, I know. But, you know,
Yeah.
I be trying to be humble, too.
Yeah.
Know? I'm humble in my way, too. But then I be ready to pop my shit and pop my collar. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, you know, I hear it a lot. But,
Yeah, man.
But, yeah, man, I appreciate you coming in, man, stopping by, man. Been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It's been an honor. And, man, I look forward to us I'm serious, man. Looking forward to us putting together these hits. I want to better bring you back. Be like, well, we did it.
I'm telling you.
Well, we did it.
Y'all remember this episode right here.
Yeah, remember this. And on that note, man, Superstar, take us out, man. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll be back about to wrap this thing up. But, man, we're about to get my man, Mr. Hanky, out here. But salute.
DJ Superstar.
Yeah. app. Get it on 101 TKO Radio. And make sure y'all are showing some support and calling in 678-439-7419. That's the call-in number. Follow our page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And stay tapped in. On that note,